So we're going to need somebody to tell us it's working.
Perfect.
All right. I mean, I'm assuming we're live. So it says that we're live, so we can just get going here. I'm going to just check one thing because I should be able to see it on my phone. Yeah, let's see here, your videos. If anybody's there and can let us know if we're live, that'd be great. But we can get going, man. Noran Radd.
I'm ready. Hey, buddy.
Dude, it's good to be with you today.
It's great to be with you, man. This is so much fun. I'm so excited for this.
Is that a fancy chair you're sitting in?
This is so my desk chair broke on me.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm done with this. So I returned it. And then I was like, I have a standing desk. I'll just stand all the time when I do computer stuff. Yeah. So I messed up that. So you were like, let's go. And I'm like, I recorded an episode on the MCC pod today, like earlier. And I've been standing. I was like, I'm too fat for this. So I just.
Well, I'm like, he brought out the throne for this live stream.
It's my Thanos throne. That's really
the Thanos throne. Look, hey, for those who don't know, Noran Radd, the Herald of Galactus. Man, hey, I brought something for the live stream for you.
Oh, yes, Marvel Legends.
I'm a Marvel Legend guy.
Yeah, baby. Oh my gosh, that's the Walgreens exclusive.
It is, and I have them in this rad pose. Wow. Excuse the pun there.
I love it.
But
I love it.
Yeah,
it looks so much better in person. It looks great, man.
You don't have this?
I haven't gotten it. I know it was a Walgreens exclusive. They wanted a lot of money for it. I didn't fess up. Yeah. I know they just came out with the variant that when like not Silver Surfer Black, or maybe it is. Where he gets
it's the Fallen.
Yeah. Yes, the Fallen. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in that darker gray. Look, people are like, hey, we're talking Marvel trading cards, and I go straight Marvel Legends on them.
I love it. That's cool. That's cool. I love it. I think they're beautiful, man. I love the packaging. I love it all. The Doctor Doom you got up there from Fantastic Four. I got my Silver Surfer. I love it. Yeah, man. I love it.
Oh, that's good stuff. I thought you'd enjoy that. Look, hey, I want to try to do an introduction, but truth is, there's probably more to uncover about you. So, Noran Radd.
I'm a very complex person.
You are. We're going to delve into the mysteries of Noran Radd, the Herald of Galactus. So, like, look, you helped moderate the Marvel Masterpiece page, right? At least that one. There may be more. Is there more?
Yeah. So there's Marvel Card Collectors Worldwide, and then there's Marvel Masterpieces Collectors. So basically, the reason there's two is because one is just to kind of cover everything, and Masterpieces has its own very real following. So we had to do two. We had to do two groups.
Could not go mingle.
No, really, no. It's funny, but everyone's in both. But like it's crazy when Masterpiece time comes up and everyone announces and everyone's looking for the artists and trading. It just gets so traffic heavy that just having that separate group is a great way to like not overstep anybody's like collection that they want to show or that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, I'm a admin of both groups. Mm-hmm. Ian Taylor is the guy who made the two groups. He invited me on very kindly and made me an admin, and I co-host with him the MCC pod, which is a Marvel Card Collectors podcast, which is pretty great.
So moderator of two of the main groups, and then you do a podcast. I got a quick confession though about the Facebook groups. I always have like 6 or 7 things going on in my brain at once, and I'm always afraid I'm going to post on the wrong group. Like
it's totally fine.
What I mean? Like when I was doing some of the Black Diamond posts, I was like, is this the Marvel Masterpiece group? I got to make sure it's not, because I don't want to get, booted out.
No one gets booted out that fast at all. Unless, none of that crap.
Yeah.
No, God. The only booting that ever happens is when like we, it's weird because Marvel's gotten like such a crazy like fanfare recently, which is just phenomenal. There are, people like in sports cars and other hobbies, coming in, be like, what's the hot card? And then they want to, go through the emotions of trying to flip on eBay or to the group. And so we try to keep it first a community, second, a place to buy and sell and connect and all that kind of fun stuff. So, but I also
love
do, so I have my Instagram, which is the Sketchcard Hive. And then I just started because people kept asking and telling me to start one up, which is the Sketchcard Hive YouTube channel, which I really like. So,
yes. So I did 8 hours worth of driving yesterday, and I just
oh, wow.
watched it. I watched every video that you've posted so far. So
that's
enjoyed
too nice of you. That's too nice of you,
great.
brother. I appreciate it.
It was perfect. I was like, I'm having to drive. I've got nothing else to do. I have all girls, my wife and 2 daughters. They don't care about anything Marvel related for the most part. So I just got your videos and hit autoplay on them. So it's great.
That's awesome. Well, I'm watching your stuff now, and I'm just like watching the action figures. I'm like, oh my God, he better not get me into action figures. I'm going to be so mad at him if he gets me back to action figures.
Well, so look, another thing that I want to share with you is you inspired me, you and Ginger Man Cards both. He had a question for me in our video the other day, which was like, what are you pursuing right now? And I gave him an answer, but the truth was, I'm like, too much. There's
a lot.
Yeah. Because I enjoy all of it. There's a ton of that, and it's a lot of good stuff. I mean, what a great time to be a fan of all things Marvel, right?
Oh yeah.
And then watching your channel yesterday, it really spoke to me and why I wanted to have a hobby around Marvel collecting, especially with these PMG cards, which I know you PMG fans don't want another collector in that community at all, right? But I was thinking,
everyone's like, "Shut up, Noran! What are you doing?
do not use social media to drive the hype train.
How dare you?"
No, and I don't want to do that. I don't want anybody to be a part of it that doesn't really want to be a part of it. But what it helped me realize is like, okay, Justin, it's time to maybe, other than some of the aspects of this that you like to do in terms of like buying and hitting and selling and that kind of stuff, but really narrowing down the collection so it's not everything all the time. And so I have at this moment decided that I'm going to chase the Spider-Man 2099 PMGs.
Oh,
because I'm Spidey G09. I was like, this
true.
Just fits.
That's true, man. It's like a glove, it's a web glove. It's going to be great, man. That's good. I like it. No, I think that's awesome. That's really great.
Well, Spider-Man's just too broad. I mean, because he's in everything all the time.
It's just crazy. I'm actually I'm going to be doing a video that I'm like partially recorded already. That's going to be on character collecting.
Oh,
and so I'll be putting something out there for that and to like show resources and what I've done. But I mean, you got to be, I know some people that are really specific. I know some people who do variants of characters like Spider-Man 2099 or like the Thing dressed up in the detective clothing. Like It's crazy, crazy specific stuff. But I think it's always healthy in any collector's life to go ahead and put some parameters on their collection. You know what I mean? The hunt becomes more exciting.
Yeah, the hunt is what I'm thinking about as you're talking. It's like, it really helps with the hunt.
Yeah, because then you can say no to something that you like now without having to, FOMO, fear of missing out type of stuff,
It's the other side for me is now I can sell something.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
because
I got stuff already, but I've been kind of hoarding it a little bit. And I'm like, but now I can let it go.
Yeah. Well, I do that all the time. Yeah. Yeah, you have to, man. You have to. Yeah, because that's what I do. I fund the hobby to like get more stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to get any of the stuff that I have if it wasn't for like moving stuff that I really liked or stuff I found just by chance. There'd be no way. You know what I mean?
Well,
no way.
For those who don't know you, who may be listening, tell us what you're hunting.
Oh, that's right. Not everybody would know me. My name is
I mean, most do. Don't get me wrong.
No. I just meant I'm weird. So I'm Sketchcard Hive, also known as Noran Radd, and I collect Silver Surfer trading cards. So I have been collecting Surfer since I was a kid, man, like 7 or 8. Like from the first time I discovered Silver Surfer, I think I was it was in my Ninja Turtle birthday party. And, we were like, we're not super middle class, a little lower, not a lot of money, but, I was having my birthday and I remember hit the Piata. I'm from Miami, Florida. and I hit the pinata, and like out came a bunch of candy and toys, and I was like, what? This is amazing. And this pin, a Silver Surfer pin, 1989 or something like that, Silver Surfer pin. And I saw, and I was just like, oh, this guy's cool. And from then on in, it was Silver Surfer. I was hooked. I was tunnel vision about that for forever, been forever. And so then I decided to, I've always loved trading cards, man. Pokemon, Silver Surfer, Marvel card trading cards, masterpieces, just the 93 Marvel Universe. I mean, just everything like blew my socks off. 92 as well, and 90, of course. And so lost my mind. I've always been a fan of cards, and I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to start the Surfer collection. I got older, got a little bit of money. Everyone's heard this kind of story or had this kind of story. And so I started selling parts of different collections I had to focus solely on the Surfer stuff. And yeah, man, years later, almost over 10 years later, for sure, over 10 years later, collecting seriously over 10 years later. Yeah, I'm working on a master collection.
How many Surfer cars do you have?
You're asking scary questions. You know that, right? You're asking very, very scary seconds.
Look at that. That is beautiful. I'm tearing up.
This is from the very first Silver Surfer trading card size, Silver Surfer, right? Which is the Topps stickers, right? There's 3 variants of these going all the way. These are the Topps stickers, 1976.
76. Wow.
76. And there's 3 variants. So this is how sick, listen to me. This is how sick character collecting gets. I'm going to explain to you right now. This is how demented it gets. Okay. 3 cards. All look very similar, right?
They do. Yeah. I mean, to the naked eye, right?
To the naked eye. And then, so here, right, one of them has a different back. So we're good there. Wow. Right, that's the UK.
I'm glad they didn't fold it.
That's the other thing about these sticker cards are the worst because everyone always peels them off. So they're impossible to find immediately. And then these guys are variants because one in the copyright has the asterisk and the other one has 2 asterisks.
That's the level of sick. That's right.
It is. It's demented. Like if I could seek professional help and afford it, even though it's weird cycle because I spend all my money on cards, but I can't seek help. Just doesn't make sense.
Well, that's awesome. So you said 10 years ago. So you kind of been back seriously collecting for the last 10 years. So for guys like me who were, I loved Marvel cards growing up. It was really probably the thing that I enjoyed the most as a kid around Marvel. But then after say 95, 96, that went away when our local comic book shops went away. And other than like I through the years, like I bought cards at a few comic book shops, and then I literally bought some really nice ones that I have now out of the trunk of a car from someone here locally who heard that I liked them. Right.
Wow.
But didn't get back into collecting until January when Swaggle House did his video about Marvel cards blowing up. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is a thing again. Mm-hmm. And then here's what really got me. The 2020 Marvel masterpieces. I'm not a gambler, but I went full tilt on e-packs. I was like, just one more pack, one more box. And I kind of committed myself to the Marvel trading card collection now, and I loved it. It was great, and it's been fun to be a part of it ever since. But for guys like us that are just getting back into it, like what kind of direction would you give us?
Oh God. Okay. So anyone who's just getting into Marvel cards and they're looking at it, I think you have an opportunity to do something that other Marvel card collectors are not doing, which is grading. I think a lot of old school Marvel card collectors don't understand fundamentally why grading is important. I don't think they understand buybacks, which is another thing I would look into. And a buyback is these 90 cards, but they're hard printed with numbers or stamps. So like this is all familiar to us fans, the 1992 Marvel masterpieces. But when it came out in 2016, which is Marvel Masterpieces 2016, where Juiceco revisited the set, they released these cards and did buyback versions of them, hence the stamp.
Oh, wow. Hey, so this is the look of a face of a guy who doesn't know anything about buybacks.
Okay, well, this is a guy over here who's happy to talk about it because you're awesome, and I don't mind talking about it at all. At all, my friend. So this is the original.
Yep.
Right, this is the one that we got back in the day, right?
Why does it look like he's about to fall off?
Oh, he stumbles on this one. Joe was like, let's give Surfer a challenge.
Right.
So, but so this is what we would get back in the day, right? This card here. This card here right now, if you opened up a box and you got this card, you might run into the problem of something called bricking, where you get white dots on it because the gloss of the card is sticking on the card previous to it or behind it, right? So it's very hard to find these cards clean. Not that hard yet, but I mean, the years are passing, so it's going to get tougher.
And
so a lot of people
coming in and holding them.
So a lot of people are looking at these cards and trying to get them graded before they can't find them anymore in good condition and get high grades, right?
Right.
Well, what Upper Deck has done recently started, which is why I think it's so viable for newer collectors to get into this, because A, it's limited, and B, it's something to help them adapt to the new modern age of Marvel collecting, is buybacks. And like, for instance, this card has this stamp, this silver stamp there, unlike this card.
Yeah, I see that.
Right. Now, this card, though, is not hard numbered. Now, hard numbered, you guys know because you're a card collector, but hard number just means that there's a number by the factory, like Upper Deck, printed on the card that says this is limited out of this. Well, this is actually limited out of 99.
Oh.
But people don't know that.
Yeah.
Because it's not hard numbered.
Wow.
Tricky, small little thing to know about, but really important for you Marvel collectors, right? They did something recently with Flair as well.
Look at that.
With buyback cards, but they numbered them.
So how do you acquire, other than like eBay searching, that kind of thing, how did you acquire that? Or how would you have acquired those cards?
A lot of begging. No, I'm just kidding. So no, it's mostly...
You sold your desk chair to be able to get
I sold my desk chair. You guys see me. You're going to see me in a cardboard box next week.
Right.
No, basically, so eBay hunting, Upper Deck e-pack is a huge benefit thing. Be careful with the online gambling aspect. You're buying packs. You're not... I mean, honestly, it's not worth. It's worth having fun and trying it. It's not worth losing your shirt over. None of these cards are. Not a thing is worth your well-being. But eBay, Upper Deck e-pack is another one. Trading, the groups on Facebook are really great. There's quite a few things that are just really able to find these cards. So eBay searches, Macari's another one. I know people are posting Macari.
I do most of my sales on Macari.
Really?
It's
yeah.
great.
So it happens. Like people are listing them. I think going to yard sales, card shows, things like that. And ask, you can ask me on my Instagram. You can ask, Spidey, or you can ask anybody. You know what I mean? Most of the people in the hobby, luckily, are super nice.
No, I agree. That's been my experience. So you showed that Surfer from the 94 set. There's a beautiful Spider-Man 2099.
Oh my God, so nice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have I've got to find one of those buybacks.
Comc.com. Comc is another one. comc.com. That's another one. A trick for collectors who are starting to get into this: when a set releases, give it about 3 or 4 weeks before everybody starts making. So when a set is released on Upper Deck e-packs, right, which you can get physical cards on. That set there'll be a rush of people going for that set to buy it out to get the achievements, which I'm sure you experienced with MM 2020, right?
Yes, I did.
Well, what ends up happening is that after everyone gets the achievements, all the cards that they needed for the achievements are not really worth as much as they were prior to the achievement. Right. So going to comc.com, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks later, or a month or a month and a half later, those cards are going to be significantly cheaper. You can get full sets at that point, for a little more than $2 or $3 a card for some cards. You know, I think it's a great strategy.
I love that strategy, and would have been one that I would have liked to have known going into the 2020 Marvel Masterpiece set. It was just, you know, stumbling onto it because I literally stumbled onto it in the middle of the night one night, right? And it was, you know, E-Packs, the Marvel Masterpiece, and all the different parallels and achievements. Like, that was confusing. I actually traded a Cayenne plate for like a card that I don't think is nearly as valuable. And but that was because it happened in the in messages and not inside the Facebook group post. But that's on me. I learned. But
I've done it too. We've all done it, baby. It's just, it's natural. You know, you figure it out real quick. You know, you pull certain cards and you're just like, I'm not a huge fan of this. And then someone else is like, I'll take it.
It's not worth that much.
I don't mind.
But anyhow, like, but I would have loved to have like just said, okay, I'm going to focus on these characters, wait a few weeks, let those cards pop up. Even if I'm paying a premium for them, it's still less than I overall paid to buy all these other cards that I now either have to spend time and energy to unload if I want my money back. Yeah, that's a great point. I love that.
I mean, honestly, what I tend to do, like, I was going to buy a box of Black Diamond. I just haven't done it yet because, you know, it was at my local card show. I was thinking about it, but I had a surfer I needed to get. That was kind of crazy. So I was like, I'll just hold off. And now I'm hunting eBay for like a fun Black Diamond card because, you know, I think they look sick.
Right.
Like, relics are freaking awesome. You opened a box, right? I think I didn't
opened
get to
two of them. I opened two of them, and I've already sold 2 cards and got what I paid for the 2 boxes back.
You sell early. That's another great thing for a new tip for new people. You know, if you are gonna do a box of a premium product, if you sell within the first 3 or 4 days of that product being released, you will get your money back.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
it was a great card. Do you mind if I show it to you?
Please, I want to see everything, man. Show me everything, dude. I'm here.
So here we'll let me be careful with these and not damage anything.
Oh yeah, take your time. I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
Put back some of these surfers I keep taking out.
These were a ton of fun to open, by the way.
Oh man, I am so jealous of so many people who got to open these. I keep going back and forth debating if I'm going to buy a box, and I'm just like, oh, what do I do?
If I was more of a sports card collector, because I feel like this feels like a sports card more than it does Marvel trading cards to me, you know, I would have a different approach. But I literally just wanted to open them. I love that desire to keep them, and so that was a lot of fun. But this is a Mackie here, and the bases are numbered 1 out of 149, and so this is
God. Those look good.
40, and let me see. Let me just put this here, and we've got
killer piece.
Valkyrie here.
She is such a badass. She's gonna have such a bigger role in the MCU later. Like, she's so cool.
She is. And then here we've got Ordo from Doctor Strange.
Oh, wow. Classic Doctor Strange villain.
So those are the base cards. Then we've got these patches here. And these patches are kind of like sports card, you know, jersey.
Yeah.
You know,
jersey
cards.
Patches and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's
so there's a
cool.
couple of short prints of those too, though, right? The jerseys. Oh, Captain Marvel.
I really don't know. Yeah, wow. I honestly don't know. I need to know more.
They look great, man. Damn.
They do, and they're thick. They're thick cards. And here is one of the facets. And see, that's a Spidey card, so I'm like, can I get rid of that one? I don't know. And I really like this card. This is a 30 out of 35.
Gamora, man. You can't beat that. Yeah. Gamora. And that's a red parallel, right? I forget what they call it. Parallel.
Red parallel, 30 out of 35. So might hang on that one.
The stone relics are out of 23, right?
They're out of 23, depending on which ones you get. Some are less. Then they have these signatures here. I sold this one for $150 last night.
I love
in one of our groups. And just a great signature here. But she's 44 out of 99.
I just wish they were on card. It kills me the SIGs are not on card.
I was going to say, this is a sticker, which is why I think
kills me.
That's why I was happy to sell it for $150.
I know they can't do it. Yeah, I know they can't do it just because like Marvel regulations and stuff. It has nothing to do with Upper Deck, but man, that's painful. I love on-card stuff. Like I have this, which took me forever to hunt, but absolutely obsessed.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
And
that's monster. On card?
On card. That's 3 out of 5.
And you purchased that, right? Like it wasn't.
I had to hunt this sucker down. It was in a Star Wars group, and I had to hunt this sucker down.
So you went full bounty hunter because you're a Marvel guy going into a Star Wars group. Like
it was scary. You're
not welcome at all.
They were like, "Who's this bum? Get this guy out of here!"
Right. And then
I got really lucky. But that's something to think about too, right? Like when you character hunt, you put a budget out there and you're like, okay, I'm only going to do this. I'm going to rainbow this character only. And you try very desperately not to get stuck on other things because there's a lot of goodies out there.
Yeah. I mean, but Mando does have a silver suit. He does, flying out of space.
You're seeing the theme, baby. Chrome Dome. You get it. You see it.
All right. So this is one of the relics. This is Iron Man 3 relic here.
I like that.
Yeah.
Those are thicker than I thought. Those are really nice.
They really are. And then we've got, so they have these exquisites, which are out of 23. And this one's Paul Bettany. And it's
I love that.
16. And then this is my first ever Omega pull. I've never pulled a 23 out of, this is 23 out of 23 of Ego here. And then the best card, and this is the big one.
You got great pulls.
I did. But I pulled Black Panther here. Let me get it in the screen. And this is the quad diamonds.
Have you sold that yet?
I did. $650.
Fudge sickle.
And I feel like that's a really fair price, to be honest with you.
You did great. That's a great price. That's exactly what they are. I don't think right now on the stone relics and on the quads, people are looking at 12, 15. I don't think that's the price right now. At least not on like Spider-Man or Captain or Thor, maybe. But not right now. I think right now the price for those are in the for Black Panther, that's on the high end, which is the 6.
I mean, I think that. Well, I have a few thoughts, and if you let me just kind of,
I want to hear all of them, please.
So, I mean, the first is that it's Black Panther. We're likely, other than. I mean, they maybe do Chadwick Boseman cards again, but they're not going to be the same, right? As this, because this is
we're never going to get it.
This is the first release of Marvel Upper Deck MCU cards, right? So this is kind of
this is not the first release. So so there's two things here, right? It's kind of the first release and kind of not the first release. So MCU cards are Marvel Cinematic Universe cards. Now, what that means is that they are based on movies specifically. Right. So every movie that's come out, for most of them, like the Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, there has been like a Black Panther movie set as well, right? Which have some amazing chase cards in it. Now, the great thing about Black Diamond is that they've never done a premium title that's been so closely related in their library of things for Upper Deck.
Got you.
That's why it's the first its own MCU premium set line, not just based on like a movie set release. Does that make sense?
And it does, and really following that exquisite higher end sports car model in the way that they're doing it. Hey, let me answer David's question real quick. They're not legit diamonds. I really wanted them to be legit diamonds, but on the back of the card, dude, I was pumped when you watched the video. I was like, oh man, diamonds. It has small print that says that they're manufactured diamonds, but still cool. Probably would have really driven that price up if they were real diamonds.
Yeah, well,
if you bought jewelry lately, it's terribly expensive.
I can imagine.
I had to do Mother's Day, so. But hey, So going back to the thought process, the one hesitation was because it was Black Panther, right? Chadwick Boseman. But beyond that, I was thinking, the long-term play here may be extraordinary. Like, who knows and the way in which people are going to view this set 30 years from now, right?
Oh yeah.
And the way in which the MCU is penetrating younger people in the same way that the 90s Spider-Man and 90s X-Men impacted us, right? I mean, you got impacted by a piñata.
Hard.
You're really impressionable, by the way.
Hard. Oh, super easy. Super easy.
Right. So imagine what Disney is doing and the way it's kind of wiring this nostalgia into these kids. So yeah, maybe long-term it was a really bad move to sell, but I thought, it's worth something. I mean, it's worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And for me, when I'm thinking about selling, I really want to have the thought process of, hey, how do I want to be treated as a buyer? Right. And when I'm buying, how would I want someone else? And I don't like it when people are like, hey, I want to make as much as possible when I sell, but when they're buying, they think they're buying trash and it's cheap. So I don't want to be that guy. So I really want to find that place of what I call fairness and try to live there, and I thought 650 was that. And the fact that it sold within 24 hours, I think speaks, and I only put it on one group and it sold in 24 hours speaks to the fact that it was definitely a fair price.
It was 100% fair. I think it's fair for you and the buyer. I think, Marvel cards hit a small hiccup. And a lot of people were like, oh, Marvel cards are on the decline, blah, 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 blah. But what I don't think people realize is that Marvel cards getting as big as it was, being voted underrated by Gary Vee and all this kind of stuff. And then, everyone kind of paying attention all of a sudden from the sports side and other collectors. What I don't think people realize is that Marvel cards, like especially MU90, man, everyone's like 50 cents. Like you can take a dump on the card. No one wanted it.
Right.
I mean, only people who gave a shit wanted those cards. And now, you can't get a card like that without like spending $5 raw or like 20 and up on raw. And Spider-Man Gem Mint 10, like a Cosmic Spider-Man Gem Mint 10 hologram from MU90 should be higher. Is there even a
price on one right now?
I mean, it's over 8, over 12, most likely. You know what I mean? And makes sense, for cards that, and you have to think about it like this, right? And this is what I did. Disney is never going to mess up Marvel. Ever. If you wanted anybody to protect an IP, Disney is the people to protect an IP. Period.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. Nintendo's done an amazing job with Pokemon.
They got nearly 100-year history of doing it.
No, Marvel's not going anywhere. And it might not be the hype train that we're all thinking, but man, you got to think back to Star Wars, right? Like, yes, the first 3 movies came out. Great. Love them. 70s, creative phase, imprinted, the origin, blah, blah, blah. Prequels came out. Yeah, there was a huge stumble there. But man, I go to the Star Wars collector groups and people are fans of the prequels as kids. And they're like, I don't care who says it.
It depends on what age group you ask. You're asking the 45-year-old, 50-year-old, the first 3, but you're asking the 30-year-old, he loves the prequels.
And they like the prequels. They love them. They got no beefs at all. And but that's the thing to think about, right? And that's where we are with Marvel, right? The 10-year cinematic history. That's the thing. I just noticed comments, so I'm so sorry if I've been ignoring people. I'm so sorry, David.
I need to put up his questions here. Still wondering if the stones are stones actually are legit Diamond Labs. Hey, let me show you the back of the card.
Yeah, maybe I think they are lab created.
Yeah,
I don't know. They're probably cubic. Maybe
diamonds are lab created.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect. So that adds and the whole thing about putting diamonds and coins and cards is just to give, the card value that's not going to go away. It's not speculative value now. Now you can go to jewelry and say, oh, this has this value, so I know this card is at least worth that much type of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And that card is out of 17, by the way.
Oh yeah, I can't beat that. It's great.
Yeah. I thought
the person's going to get it and get it graded. I mean, you have to. That's the next step.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I hope it's a legitimate collector. I mean, it's fine if he's an investor.
Sure,
that's fine. But I was really hoping it's going to go to someone's collection and hang out for a while. Kind of like your surfers. They're not going anywhere, right? So speaking of surfers, PMGs. Okay, so I'm kind of upset at myself right now. You know, as I dive into the Marvel trading card, hype that's been going on since January. Really, PMGs just went right over my head. I would see them, I would hear people mention them, and I wouldn't really think much about them. And I know why. It's because I didn't own one as a kid. The closest thing I owned to PMGs, which I really didn't realize at first, were Marvel medals, right? And which I love, by the way. I'm sure I got a surfer in here somewhere. There it is. I knew you could get a hold of it. Oh, there's 10s. Wow.
Oh, wow. Sorry. I'm not showing off. They're easier to pull because I don't have that many. These are my raw ones.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of variants of surfers in the metal. Yeah, they're great. They're great.
And so,
bunch of metal, bunch of variation metals. They're fun.
They are fun.
Great pieces.
So I really wished I would have taken, some of the funds that I focused on other boxes and cards and focused on some of the PMGs. But so other than 95 metal, when did PMGs or Marvel medals start releasing again?
The real thing, 95 metals are not so much PMGs as they are, the origin of Marvel metal, which is something different. X-Men metal's coming out soon. There's buybacks in there, which are super rare. And
well, let me go ahead and ask my question for that. Do you know if there are going to be PMGs in that box?
100%. I'm sure there is. Okay. I
got 2 boxes ordered.
99.9% sure there's PMGs in there.
Okay, that's one of my questions I had for you.
I'll double check for you and message you, but I'll make sure. But I know Fleer Ultra sets will always have PMGs. I know that will be around for sure. Do I think X-Men Metal has PMGs? I'm pretty sure that does. But I'll make sure for you.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, so 95 Metal is just Marvel Metal, which was the series that Marvel came up with. PMG started in the sports arena in 07, 06, something like that, I think.
Got you.
Maybe. I forget the year now. Please, can you give me a box? I'm begging.
Yeah. He was directing that towards you, I think, not me.
If I could get boxes, I would, brother. If I see a Marvel metal, that's right. I have to send him boxes. Send me a DM of what you want, and I will call my guy and see if I can get you physical boxes and ship it to you, brother. I'll do that for you. So anyway, PMGs came from the sports side. So what happened was in 2013, Fleer Retro Marvel was a series that came out, and they did a bunch of callbacks to famous sports inserts and put Marvel characters on there. Now, what happened now is that when that set was coming out, there was a lot of hype, right? And the trick with investing like in Marvel cards, if that's something people are thinking about doing, you want to look at the cards that have always been expensive, not the cards that were always really low will jump in price, depending how you're going to judge your investment or your collection, right? I look at cards that have always been around in the hobby and hush hush, secret type of thing. Fleer Retro 2013 has always been the set that has a lot of stuff in there. So I haven't
even seen many posts about those, let alone
because no one wants to post it. No one wants to sell it. No one sells the good shit. I mean, you know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Yeah. I saw a post about it and I was like, what is this? Like it had me like in this big state of wonder because I still don't really know.
So, so there was base cards, right? So here, sorry, it's all surfer, everybody. I'll try to diversify my portfolio. So they have the base cards, which are beautiful pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that.
And the great thing about the base cards too is that they have similar backs to the sketch cards. So you still get like the power grid and stuff. And I'll show you that in a second. And then you get an autograph parallel. So this is on-card autograph by comic book writers and artists. So this is a red parallel with the artist's autograph. And then you have
is that a gold foil signature or that's not?
No, this is like on card. On card.
Holy smokes.
People don't realize
Wow.
they're on card, so they're incredibly cheap in some regards, because people don't realize they're on card.
Right. Wow.
But on the back here, you received on card auto.
Oh, it's got it. It's all.
Yeah, it's got a congratulations. You received a tradograph autograph card by Lee Wicks. Yeah. So on card auto, they had printing plates.
Oh yeah,
of the base card. So printing plate. They had sticker. So they had a sticker card, sticker insert.
Spider-Man hanging on the bottom of the surfer board.
Bottom surface board.
I didn't think it would be sticky. I didn't think it would have that adhesive
I didn't think
ability.
it would have that adhesive ability. Spider-Man makes it work. TI-22s, which are transparencies, which are really cool in person.
Sweet. Yeah.
They had quick strike pieces, and there's inserts here that I don't have because Surfer wasn't on them.
Every card you're showing us is from one set.
One set.
And it had that much Surfer stuff?
That much Surfer stuff, that many various of inserts. That's the trick. The set had amazing amount of inserts. This is not even all of them. This is just the stuff that featured Surfer. They had an Intimidation insert set.
Wow.
They had jambalayas, which were the first time in Marvel cards you had jambalayas.
Okay, so hold on just a second. So you and Ginger Man Cards have talked about jambalayas. Is that a sticker?
No.
I mean, I'm from Louisiana. I know what jambalaya is.
You know what jambalaya is, baby. So this is a thicker card, right? It's cut in this way. Jambalayas have like a sports history to them. So that's just why the name is there. I'm not sure of the origin specifically of why jambalaya. I think I do, though. We did an episode. I'm pretty sure I do, but I can't remember. But they're highly foiled, thicker cards, very hard to grade, have a lot of history to them in sports card world. So great piece.
So you think that those are kind of on par with the PMGs in terms of the move that they're going to make in terms of cost?
So jambalayas, I think jambalayas for me are, here's the thing, right? Right. And this is how I feel about collectibles in terms of understanding like what's expensive, right? There can't be any question in your mind when you see a card that it's not a rare card or a sought after card, right? It has to click. Even someone who's not in the hobby has to look at it and be like, oh, I see why people go for that. The moment you have that, you know you have the card, right? Like, with PMGs, right? You see them all foiled up. You're like, oh, that looks important. Yeah. And then you flip over and you see a hard grade. Not a grade, you see a number, right? A hard number. Out of this. That card is telling you this is a rare card, right? Jambalayas are not hard numbered. Okay. But they are extremely rare. Does that make sense?
Do you know the approximate amount of them?
Not off the top of my head. I know it's less than 100 a card for sure.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you were lucky to pull
I'm pretty sure.
Box. Got you.
I didn't pull. No, this is all eBay hunting, baby. I never pulled any of this stuff. I wish I pulled this stuff. I'm not. I don't have the money to buy boxes or gamble, so I got to just hunt for it.
Hey, look, I bought one pack of 96 Marvel Masterpiece and pulled Double Impact.
I saw that. Which Double Impact did you get, by the way? Was it what was it?
It was Rogue and Human Torch.
Rogue. Yeah. Yep. Man, that Human Torch and Rogue. That's a great looking card. Yeah, what's the condition on that? You gonna get that graded? That's a beautiful piece.
I've already got it graded and it came back.
What'd you get? Oh, you were waiting for a video? You don't have to tell me.
No, I got a video.
Don't look sad. It's a Double Impact.
Yeah. It came back a 7.
That's okay. Listen to me, man. That is not bad. Double Impacts. So here's what you don't know if you've never held a Double Impact. They're embossed. The characters they have that texture on the card, so it's almost impossible. It's very impossible to grade those cards. But out of the pack, getting a 7, man, those cards don't come in good shape at all.
They don't, and it's the Human Torch side, right? That hurt me. The Rogue side looks beautiful. I wanted an 8. Like that's kind of where it at my heart. I was like, get that 8, you're gonna be great. But near mint 7. I mean, it's still an amazing. She still looks incredible.
I'm telling you right now, that's the set everyone will grade. And people are not going to be able to get a set full of 10s, and they're going to have to compromise, and they're going to want them slabbed. I'm telling you now, that card is still a good chunk. That's worth getting. I think anything that's 96 that you can get graded not at a ridiculous price, do it, man. That's what I would do. That's I would not miss that opportunity. Anyway, I'm just talking, but yeah. So you know, I think rarity wise, you know.
So with PMG, help me with rarities on color. Like, it seems like there's quite a few different colors.
So this is the base, the Marvel base. Okay, so this is just the regular one. These are really nice. I would suggest picking these up and have them, because getting these in Gem Mint 10 is rare. I would if someone had a Gem Mint 10 of this card, I'd buy it off of you. I spend good money for that. Do you think PSC will do $20 a card graded soon? No, I think that's over, Jerry. I don't think that's happening ever again. I think it'll be a little more expensive, but what do you think? Do you think they're coming back to those prices again?
I think. I mean, I don't know that it's going to be what it'll be for all time, but I think initially you're going to have a membership, and if you're not doing a $300 card submission, and I think they may do like a 5-card minimum. You know, that's just my thoughts, and I would maybe it's because that's what I want to see. But I think, and I, if they get back to $20 a card, they're going to get flooded again. So I don't know that we'll see that for a little while unless they've got special deals or whatever. Yeah,
I agree. Okay, so you have that, and then you start getting into the PMGs, which is precious metal gems, and the first one is red. The red one is out of 100, and this is number 99 out of 100. Okay, this red would not grade an 8. It'd probably be a 7. It had a ding. It has a ding corner. Some corners ding. I can't show you on camera.
How do the surfaces hold up on those?
Rough.
It looks like
this is all rough. This is all rough. This is rough.
So not only do we have desirability and scarcity, now we've got condition scarcity on top of it. Yeah.
They're rough. They're rough, man. They're some of the hardest cards to grade in all grading cards, period, is PMG. Gotcha. They're notorious for being difficult, not only because corners are flimsy because of the extra foiling on top, but edge wear, which you can have white edges because of how they cut the cards, right? Because it's just by chance because of the foiling. Surface is really easily scratched. So that's another one, right? And they were early 2000s, so people were keeping them nice. You know what I mean? So now it's like,
and we got some age on them already. Yeah, no, makes sense.
So you have red, and then you have blue.
Yeah, boy, that was good. Now, is that the one you pulled off of Instagram yesterday?
Yeah, so this is the one I just got. So basically, I had a blue, sold a blue. Right.
So you will sell a surfer.
Well, this is what happened. Let me explain. Real quick story time. So basically what happened was this. I had a raw blue for a long time, and I knew it was not going to get above a 7 or an 8 at all. I knew that. And I was like, man, I really want to get a high grade PMG surfer. Let me see what I can do. So after a couple of months of scouring the web, I found someone who had literally opened up the product, pulled this Silver Surfer, and put it in a top loader.
Wow.
Literally, pack pulled. He looks great in blue. Yeah, Surfer just looks good in blue. So he showed me a video of this card, and I was kind of like, that's awesome. It looks good. I asked a friend of mine, Graded Gamer, who's a big buddy of mine, Amanda, who's just phenomenal. And she concurred that it looked really, really good. She didn't make any promises because she's smart. She's very nice. She didn't want to get my hopes up. But I saw the video. I paid a lot of money for a raw card. Probably 300 plus for the raw. Right.
Okay.
He sent it to me. I was like, okay. I looked it over, and by my eye, I was like, this has to be either a 9 or a 10 for sure. I was like, there's no way this would get an 8. Corners, edge wear. Corners had a little bit of white on them, but I thought that would be forgiven. Edges are fine, no whitening at the edges. The back is even clean, which is the other thing. And I was like, yeah, this is just too nice to pass up. So I expressed it. You know what I mean? So I'm in 600.
So that was going to be one of my questions, like, how did you get that back so quickly? But it was the 300 Express. Yeah.
Expressed.
Yeah.
So this happened all within 2 or 3 months. So expressed it. So I'm 600 in, but the card came back as a 9. It's pop 1. No other Silver Surfer PMG is higher. It's pop 1. I'm not selling it, but I know for a fact that
right. If you had to buy a chair or something, you could sell it quickly.
If I needed a chair, I could just trade up. If anybody's got a good chair, I'll just trade you. I don't care.
Right. I'll trade you my marble chair.
I'll trade you my. Oh, see that I like. You got a deal, sir. What's your address? I'll PayPal you now.
Yeah. Right.
But blue. Oh, so blue is 50.
Okay.
50. And this is 42 out of 50.
42. Yeah, you said you knew someone was hoarding the lower numbers.
They have to
in your video.
I've never seen
because they're not out there. Just not out there.
Someone hoarding a lot of PMGs, raw PMGs. Someone has a binder filled with PMGs. I know people who have full graded, almost full sets of 2013 PMGs in blue.
Wow.
And red and close to green.
So how do you value numbers when you're looking? I mean, that's 42 of 50. It's got the same, rarity as any other numbered card. So do you value numbered cards?
Let's put a comparison out there. So if I found one that was the alpha, right? Not graded. The alpha raw, right? Is the alpha raw more rare than my mint 9 blue PMG? Because I feel like the condition of the card is so difficult to get a high grade in, I value my mint 9 way beyond the alpha, unless it looked like a 10. You know what I mean? Then, God, here's the tricky thing, right? It doesn't matter. Like these are so ridiculously rare, and I'm not hyping this. This is not hype. I swear to you, this is not hype. This is me coming at it from like a collector's mindset of what I know about the cards. They don't exist in high grade, right? Some cards you just can't get in high grades. They just don't exist. Any of these PMGs, any of the 1996 Marvel Masterpieces that are high grade, any raws that look like 9s and 10s, they're not going to exist forever. In 3 years, I'm telling you, within 4 months,
see, that's
everything's going to balance out, man.
Look, talking about the dip that's going on right now.
Yeah.
I know that some people who, jumped in recently like I did are kind of viewing that negatively. And I don't see it that way. That's going to bring more people into the hobby because it creates a new entry point. And it was 1990 that, really got people thinking they can make money and buy a car, selling a few cards, that kind of thing. But now that people can get in with a 10 on a character that they love for $150 to $300, that's going to bring more people into the hobby. And ultimately that's going to have its domino effect, I think. And that's why I'm kind of looking at PMGs. I'm like, they have that scarcity and condition rarity and desirability. These are the ones that are going to benefit, even though other cards are going through a dip, because that's going to likely bring more people into the hobby, especially graded cards.
I agree 100%. I mean, that's my view of it. Like, no matter if these things ended up being a dollar on eBay at one point, I'm still going to buy it. You know what I mean? And I think what people don't realize is that you only really need a handful of people I'm thinking about the Mortal Kombat, only a handful of people in a leaky boat. I don't know why, but you only need a handful of people, right? Yeah. You only need a handful of people to buy these cards and say, well, I'm not selling them no matter what. So they're going to stay with me. And once that happens, people are like, oh, wait, I can't find this, but I want it. And then it just starts the domino effect, like you're saying. And I think that, look, what needed to happen was everybody needed to go to their closets and basements and dig out these boxes, dig out Marvel cards, and then try to sell them. That's what the hobby needed. It needed that popularity so everybody would finally do that. And now that everyone's done that, who was in, because you have to imagine, right now, that happened at the height of the sports card market. So everybody
Right.
was listening to that news. It's not like it happened in the dead of night. It happened at the peak of like trading card stuff that's happening now.
Yeah.
Everyone dug deep and looked for cards. You know, this happened with Pokemon. Remember? Charizard started getting expensive. Everybody ran to their Pokemon collections and they all got them graded. And you know what happened? The market went up. It went down because all of a sudden there was tons of cards being graded in the market. And guess what? It went right back up.
Right back
because they knew at one stage, which is why I called it the dip in terms of a wave scenario, which is, you know, whatever imagery that you want to use for this. You have to understand that what's happening here is that once all these cards get out in the light and we understand what's out there in terms of the supply, everything will show what it's going to be later on. You know what I mean?
And that's why it's important for collectors to be watching channels like yours and Ginger Man Cards, because you want to ride the wave, right? You don't want to have to go to the dip part if you want, as a collector. You want to be able to ride it. And I think, you know, being in tune and engaged and, you know, aware of what's going on in the market is going to be important. You know, I, for one, as much as I want to sell stuff, because I like to make money just as much as any other healthy human being, I have bought more than I sold since January. And it's probably true of every person that's watching right now.
Of
you course.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, look, people are doing this, man. That's the other part of it.
I've got 147 cards at PSA, like a lot of people. And I'm already feeling the weight of, I don't know if I can sell that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Like, I have this thought of just get your money back and then you'll have your, you know, like, again, but, you know, I need to be careful about having all things. But I know that I'm not going to be alone with that.
I'll be right beside you. We'll be right there. I'll be surfing right next to you, man. No, like, I think a lot of people, I think it's nice to be transported back when you're sad or when, you know, you need a moment of peace and you need to relax and you're like, oh man, I remember doing this. This was fun with my friends. This was great. This was nice. You know, I think those moments are nice. And like having that in the briefcase and opening it up and seeing it for the first time it's lovely. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, it's nice. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be expensive. Tell me.
Yeah. I had a stressful day at work. The work I do is very stressful. And it was like 8:30 at night. And I re-sleeved my 95 Marvel Masterpieces. That was my therapy. I just took my time.
I love it.
Re-sleeved them, put them back because it was just relaxing and I enjoyed it. Right. But to your point.
I love that. That's awesome. I do the same thing, man. I reorganize my cards. I look through them. I'm like, okay, let me check this out. And you know, it's peaceful.
It's that or alcohol.
You know,
so
nice. Man. If I can not wreck my body,
right.
You know, and some kind of entertainment that harming myself or others, I don't think anything's wrong with that. You know,
I love it. Hey, so somebody made a post about this golden auction. Have you seen that?
Why do they do that? What's their problem? No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, the golden auction stuff is great, man. Are you looking at that Spider-Man PMG?
No, I'm nowhere in the realm of any of these things.
What?
Current bid $2,400
for a
current
blue.
bid for a blue.
For a blue,
right? At a 9.
At a 9. What's the green at? Show everybody.
Let's see. The green. Hey, does anybody want to take a guess? By the way, there's 7 days left.
7 days. 7 days.
Give us the rarities again between blue and green.
Okay, so
we never got to green.
Red is 100. Right. Blue is 50. Green is 10.
All right. So yeah, blue's at 2,400,
which is out of 50. Left. 7 days left. That's the tricky part. 7 days left at a 9. Yeah, not a 9.5. It's a 9, and it's probably an 8 PSA, maybe a 9 PSA, depending on the corners and surface grades of BGS.
All right. So we have center 9, corners 9, edges 9, surface 9.5.
That's good.
Which I
like
to me, surface.
Surface is the killer. That's the one.
Yeah. It's at 47.50. 47.50 with 7 days to go. Red is at 1400.
You want my? So let's do this. You ready? You and me, Spidey.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. So, what do you think the price of the green is going to be? Where is it going to end?
Oh my gosh.
So, do you want to? How do you want to do this? You want to go first? I want you to go first.
Yeah, I want to go first. I want to go first because you have way more information to pull from.
No,
I'm literally guessing.
No.
So it's Spider-Man. That's one thing.
The card. This is the card.
So okay, because it's 13. It's 2013. That's why it's the card.
The card. It's 2013, which is why it's the first. Okay. PNGs of Marvel. It's Spider-Man, top tier character, the top character.
I like this card better.
So do I. It's beautiful.
But it's
that's the card I would want. Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's 2015.
Whew, I might sell something to bet on that one.
I like it. I think it's a beautiful card, man. That's a great looking card to get. I like blues a lot.
You said something earlier. You said a number on the card earlier. 4,700. I'm going to say it's going to end. This just feels wrong. At 11.5. 11.5.
It's going to be over 10K.
Oh man,
I honestly believe it's going to be over 10K. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
I would be shocked if that wasn't a 10K plus card.
So this is going to be hard. What?
But yeah.
Next Monday, 7 days.
Oh, we have to all get together. Me, Gingy Man. We have to do a whole live countdown. That's what we need to do. Yes.
That would be a lot of fun.
Let's do that. I want to do that.
We just got to get our times right. All right. So
yeah, I can be up early if you need me to be. I can do it. I can do it.
Hey, Ginger Man, more flexible. If you're still there, figure out when 7 days and 7 hours and 57 minutes is from now.
Yeah, Gingy Man, figure that out. We got to figure this out.
I think it's going to be midnight. I think it's going to be midnight Sunday night. Yeah.
We'll do a sleepover. We'll have a pillow fight. I'm in.
It is. Yeah, that's a pillow fight. Do you own a pillow or a bed? Since you sell your chair for
I'm renting this room for really. I have to keep it down. Actually, sorry.
You're in the garage apartment. All right, Jared. Hey, we're gonna answer your question. So I bought mine from Dave and Adams, but they go up and then they're down. They're up and then they're down. I think they're trying to prevent bots. Maybe is that what that's about? I don't know. Oh, you just look at you. You know what is it?
No, what bots. Oh, bots. They're increasing the price because they don't want to miss out. They don't want to sell too cheap.
Okay. Opinion. So they started out at one level, and every time they repost,
they keep saying basically what's happening is that they keep saying they're selling out when they're not, and then they bringing cards back in at a higher price point.
So is Dave and Adams the only place to get them? Local comic book shops.
Dave and Adams, blowout cards, local comic book card shops. Those are really places I would just beg them. If they're an Upper Deck dealer, just beg them to order you Marvel and see. Mm-hmm. Just do it early. Do it 2 months, 3 months before the product's about to come out, and just beg them to give you those to get those orders in. That way, you don't have to worry about this. But the real chase for the X-Men metal, if you don't want to pay the scalper kind of price thing that's happening right now, and it's going to be a little more expensive than original physical retail release, and that's only because of the achievement cards you can get, is upperdeckepack.com. That's what I do basically, because you can
Marvel trade metal going to be on ePack. Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I'm glad I'm going to have something I can physically rip.
Get physical. Yeah, I love doing a physical box.
You gonna sing to me?
Get physical. Yeah. I like getting a physical box because it's great to have the box, and we're all set collectors and stuff like that. But I think you don't want to miss on the ePack fun either, because a lot of people trade, and you're going to get to see cards that you would not normally get to see the light of day of, and you get to see them all there at once, do possible trades, have fun. I think it's fun. It can be a little stressful, but personally, if you're really having a hard time getting them physical, I would wait a couple more months until they get on ePack or eBay hunt. I eBay hunt, so it's hard. I wish I could do the gambling thing and buy a bunch of boxes, but when I'm searching only for one character, I just can't.
That does make makes that decision for you. But you said something I think was a really key piece of information. You
wife.
let me know when you got to roll. Oh.
No, I don't got to roll. No, she just checked in and I was like, hi.
So you are married. That's awesome.
I'm married to some. I'm really lucky. She's awesome. So I'm really lucky. Yeah.
Wonderful. Is she into surfer?
Yes. She's in this. My cat now came in. My poodle. My little poodle's sick.
He's gonna
say hi to everybody on live cam. Want to say hi to everybody?
Whoa, what's up, poodle?
Okay, there we go.
Oh, that is sweet right there. That's awesome.
No, he's great. So like, I don't do the whole like boxes thing just because it's just so hard to find the character I want, and then it requires a little bit more. But I like the eBay hunting. That's what I do for everything. Is I hunt things down in the group. I make friends with people who happen to have things, and I get really lucky. But yeah, mostly it's that for me.
Got you. Well, but what you said that I thought was interesting for people who may not realize it, I didn't when you said it, is these hobby boxes, physical boxes, are going to come out first. Then down the road will be e-packs.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah.
So to where to buy Marvel Metal, is if you're not on upperdeck.com, I think it's just upperdeckcards.com or something like that.
Yeah, upperdeck.com. I think they have a store on there for sure. David Adams, Blowout Forums.
Well, the e-packs are going to be on Upper Deck's website, right?
Yeah, so the e-pack website is upperdeckepack.com. And that's where you go to buy packs and stuff. And, they have icons on the packs that tell you whether they are physical or digital cards, because there can be a mixture. But, like Marvel Metal, Black Diamond, those are going to be physical cards that you can buy digitally and trade digitally and have shipped to you and get physical cards.
Got you. All right. you got to tell me about this card. This is gold. You haven't mentioned gold.
Okay, so gold's tricky, and this is part of a theory and just my opinion. All this is my opinion, so please don't take my word for anything. Do your research, have fun with it, get what you want. Don't feel pressure to get anything specific.
Right.
So gold was introduced in 2015.
Okay.
Gold did not exist in 2013. So the only variants for PMGs when they were first released were the red, which is out of 100, the blue, which is out of 50, and the green, which is out of 10. What happened in 2015 when they brought back Fleer Retro is that those PMG cards, they decide to add 2 new variants. And the variants are, I believe, purple's there, unless that's Fleer Ultra Spider-Man. Yeah, so purple and then gold. And purple's out of 5, and gold is 1 of 1.
So this is a 1 of 1.
1 of 1. Now this is the tricky thing. A lot of people are like, well, why would the green, that's out of 10, go higher than a 1 of 1? Let me explain. Marvel card collectors, by their nature, are very much set collectors. There's no physical way, unless you buy almost all the product, which people have tried, to get a full set of 1 of 1s. And that's not me saying, oh, here's the challenge. That's me just realistically telling you the logistical nightmare of the possibility of getting an entire 1 of 1 set. Will it be done eventually? Somebody will do it for sure. It's just going to take a lot of money and a lot of persistence and time to figure it out. But the reason the greens sell for higher than the 1 of 1s in terms of the 2013, not a 2015 green, a 2013 green will sell higher than a 1 of 1 gold because most people want to have a full set of the green. Because
why chase something you're never going to be able to do?
Like a character collector like me, if I was a Spider-Man collector, I would be wanting that 1 of 1 card, but that price can be set to whatever. You know what I mean? And I would have to figure out a way to obtain it. It's a very small audience. When you start selling 1 of 1 stuff, you're looking at a very, very small audience of people. When you look at a green, everyone's got a shot.
Everyone's got a shot, and there's always desirability. But with 1 of 1s, your timing's got to be right because you need two buyers at once to really determine if what maybe the value is, even if
That's
the thing. But no, that makes a lot of sense, and explains why it's currently bid for half of what the green is for the same grade. Same grade. All right, so we're going to do.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, grade doesn't matter, right? It doesn't really matter. Like the green being a 9, that's great. But that green, if there was a green that was a higher grade, the person bidding on that green is not going to care because they know getting that higher grade of a green is going to be impossible. So they're going to go all in on this and call this their green. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. No, it does. It does. Well, I'm excited about the countdown. We're going
to have a blast, man. We got to do it if we can. Yeah.
Yeah, midnight is easy for me, but it's gonna be 1 a.m. for you.
That's fine. I'm gonna be up, baby. Who knows? You guys say you want to do it, I'm in. Gingy man, I don't know. I think it's gonna be like 6 a.m.
He's gonna be in the middle of work, probably. I hope he's gonna be good. So I'll drink coffee late that night. Hey,
I'm in.
Noran Radd, dude, this has been amazing. We're at 1 hour and 10 minutes. I have had.
I'm so sorry, brother.
No, I want to save my questions because I want to do this again.
Yeah, I'm in. This would be fun, man. This was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me on here and doing this with me, brother. I always enjoy talking about cards. Thank you.
Hey, man, love what you're doing for our community and making it a lot of fun, educating us. It's good
we'll
stuff.
Get you on the podcast and get that situated, and we'll do something on my channel too.
I don't know that I'm ready for Ian. Man.
Oh, shut up. He's fine. He's a lot of bark. He's okay. He's a teddy bear.
No, really, really like Ian a lot and enjoyed. I got to listen. I actually woke up I think it was a Sunday morning to watch the Ginger Man and Ian did their his interview.
Yeah. It's fun.
Those
guys are a trip. Those guys are a trip.
If I had a British accent, I would say some of the stuff he said right now, but I don't. Yeah,
I can't do it. I'm terrible at impressions. I want to, but I'm terrible at it. So,
right. I was going to make fun of collectors who grade their cards as if I was Ian, but that'd be good.
Yeah.
I'll work on it. Well, yeah. Look, hey, we'll for those who are here, if you're going to be up Sunday night, if not, it'll be on the channel. We're going to do a countdown for these big auctions, some big numbers, and that's going to move. That's gonna make other cards move too.
History, Marvel card history, man. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. Yeah. Hit me up. I'm always around, brother. If anybody needs to contact me for have any questions, please Sketchcard Hive on Instagram. And I have a couple of modest videos on YouTube. Check me out if anything. I'm happy to help.
Wonderful videos. And if you see any Spidey 2099,
they're yours. They're yours, baby. They're all the way.
Right here. Same for Surfer. Not that I would ever stumble upon anything that you don't already have, but if they come in these Marvel Metal packs, I got you.
Hey, see, that's what it is. That's what this is all about. Thanks, brother.
Love it, guys. Hey, you all have a marvelous day.
Bye, everybody.